Really? Are you kidding me with that call at the end? That made that game so much more frustrating to lose than what it should have been. Because that was probably the worst game the Habs played this season. It's not like they played overly bad. There were no egregious turnovers or no lack of effort, nothing like that. But to be in that game at the end and lose that way, so frustrating. Absolutely garbage call. Yoel Armia's stick wasn't even in the skates of Connor Sheary there. He was going down anyway. It was not a trip. But you got to give the Buffalo Sabres credit. They were moving their feet all night, and that is a perfect example of that. Connor Sheary keeps his feet moving and generates the power play for the Buffalo Sabres, and Kyle Okposo capitalizes on their chance. What's going on, guys? It's the Scotian Canadian here. The Habs lose tonight 4-3 to the Buffalo Sabres, putting their record to 5-2-2 on the season. Still an absolutely fantastic start for an underdog team. But man, what a frustrating game to lose. Starting the first period, it was a good period of hockey, back and forth, and that snipe early in the first from Max Domi. Come on, beauty goal. He is looking fantastic for the Habs, and that trade is looking real good for Marc Bergevin and Montreal right now. Not only because of the asset management, Max Domi being a restricted free agent after his 2 years of his deal, whereas Galchenyuk is an unrestricted free agent, meaning he can go wherever he wants after the 2 years of his deal. But it's really starting to look like we get the better player in that trade. And by a long shot. And I can say that because of watching Alex Galchenyuk for 6 years and now watching Max Domi, even though it's a small sample size, seeing what he's done in just 10 games. He's our leading point scorer, 10 points in 9 games after 2 goals tonight. His elite playmaking skill is what makes him a special player. He's so fast, he can enter the zone quick, stop up, look for his trailing teammates, and put the puck right on their stick with some sauce or some heat or a little bit of both. But if he's going to continue to show that he can score, he's going to be lethal for Montreal. I am loving him in a Habs jersey. So like I said, the first was back and forth. Then you moved to the second, and it was all Buffalo from there. Hard for even Montreal to get some decent shots on net, but man, if it wasn't for Jesperi Kotkaniemi, we probably wouldn't have scored in the second period. Great hustle from him, coming down the ice with some speed, gathers the puck, puts it on net. Yoel Armia gathers it, comes around the net with a little slick play, stick handling around, puts it in the other side, buries the biscuit. Good to see him get another point up on the board. But man, the Buffalo Sabres played a great period. They got the goal back pretty quick on the power play from Jason Pominville. That was the goal that got reviewed for goalie interference. And you got to agree with the call. It should have counted. Pominville was pushed into the net by Petrie there. Can't really argue the call. So you want to see more goals getting called. And you know me, I'm not a fan of the goalie review calls. It just pulls the energy right out of buildings. So I got to stay consistent with that. Another thing in the second period, Gallagher left. Got a puck in the hand, very scary. It felt like forever where he was off the bench, but man, thankfully he came back because it would have been a huge loss to lose him for any significant amount of time. He's the engine to this team, leading this team in goals right now with 5. So good to see him come back. Then you go into the third. Once again, it was mostly Buffalo. They dominated. They played great tonight. Really good seeing Rasmus Dahlin play. He is so poised with the puck. Very good player. Going to be great for them for years. But Max Domi gets another goal in the third. He gets it at a similar spot to where he got it in his first goal. Niemi gets the assist, pass it up to Petrie. He gets it to Domi. Domi cuts into the middle of the ice right before the blue line, comes in, snipes it in a different part of the net, just above Carter Hutton's pad. Beauty goal from Max Domi. And then Buffalo gets it back quickly. They played a good game, and that goal from Reinhart was just a nice play. They were cycling in the Habs zone for a while. Got to give them credit. It seemed like the Habs were chasing the play a little bit there, and Buffalo ended up cashing in. Petrie, soon after that, had a beauty hit on Jeff Skinner. Jeff Skinner, who was playing a real good game for the Sabres, had 2 assists tonight. Petrie laid him out after the blue line. I was surprised to look up and see that was Jeff Petrie. I was kind of expecting it to be Noah Juleson after all the good hits he's had so far this season. But nonetheless, great hit from Petrie. And then we get to that absolute garbage penalty call, but you got to give it to the Sabres. They capitalized on their chance. Great wrist shot from Kyle Okposo from the point, and Jason Pominville with the screen. Fantastic game from Jason Pominville. I did not realize he was from Quebec. No wonder he plays so good against the Habs every time he plays against them. It really hurts not getting a point in that game where Domi played such a great game. But I like how the Habs responded after that late Buffalo goal and terrible penalty call. They finished the game hard and with some energy. And with the net empty, they did generate a few scoring chances right at the end there. It came close, but they couldn't quite finish it off. And that could end up being a very costly loss for the Habs because it's a division rival and we could end up in a playoff race with them towards the end of the season. So we'll have to cross our fingers and hope this one doesn't come back to bite us in the ass. That puts us now at 1-1-2 against our division. Some stats to point out here. All Montreal's goals tonight were on 5-on-5, so that's impressive. But that also means the power play wasn't quite working. To me, it seemed a little static again. Duren wasn't skating around the zone as much as he was against Calgary. So you'd like to see them kind of go back to that style, Duren roving on the power play, because it really seemed to work last game. This game, it was a little more static, guys just kind of playing their positions. But that said, the power play wasn't awful. They didn't score. They had chances, but certainly was not nearly as good as they were in the Calgary game. Montreal was outshot tonight 42-22. Quite the large margin there. 50-50 in the faceoff dot. Deneau had 16 faceoff wins tonight. He's getting better in the faceoff dot, so that's really good to see. Hopefully we're 30... I believe we're still last in the league in faceoffs. Hopefully we'll start climbing that. The penalty kill struggle tonight as the Sabres got 2 power play goals. Yeah, that's about it. We got the Boston Bruins on Saturday. Should be a fantastic game. They are playing very good hockey right now. Patrice Bergeron, Brad Marchand, David Pasternak's probably one of the best lines in the first lines in the league. Chara had a nice goal tonight, so I really think this is going to be Montreal's biggest test this season. We've played some good teams, but maybe we've played some good teams that didn't quite have their best game. And Montreal-Boston games are always heated, and I know Montreal will come out with a good effort because they play some of their best games against the Boston Bruins. Can't wait for that one. Looking forward to talking to you guys after the Bruins game. Please let me know what you thought of this game against the Sabres in the comments. I'll get back to you. And you can follow me on Twitter at Scotian Canadian, Instagram as well. And I'd like to thank you all for watching my videos. I've had a lot of fun doing them, so I'm really hoping you're enjoying them. And shout out to all my friends at our Habs. You guys are the best. I'll talk to you guys soon. Cheers, guys. Go Habs, go. Fuck.